What is up, you guys? So this is my third video and I'm going to teach you guys how to add cool transitions to your videos using After Effects. So let's get started. The first effect I'm going to be teaching you guys is this optic compensation effect. I'm going to keep my resolution at quarter because it'll speed up the process of editing. Let's make a new adjustment layer and then go to Effects and Presets and search up Optics Compensation. Check on Reverse Lens Distortion. And then on a couple frames before you want to start your transition, press the keyframe button and then move a little bit forward to when you're gonna cut to the next clip, and then move that 0 all the way up to about however much you think looks good. I'm just gonna go to 104. And then move your cursor a little bit more down to your next clip and then go back to 0. So what this is going to do is this warping transition, and I think it looks pretty cool. So for this next effect, we're going to be using the Luma Key. So search up Luma Key in Effects and Presets and then add it to your first clip. Then you want to split your end of the clip where you want the transition to start. Press Command-Shift-D and then that will split my clip. Now I'm going to add this Luma Key on. So I'm going to put the threshold all the way to about 33 and feather it just a little bit. Actually, I'll go to 55 and feather it a lot less. 27, okay. So as you can see, it's almost transitioning. And then we're going to go a little bit forward to the end of the clip, and then we're going to move that threshold all the way to 255 so it disappears. And then if you play that back, you get this quick transition to the next clip, and you can barely see what's going on. What you can also do is add a light leak on so it looks a lot more smoother. So I'm just going to take this light leak I have and then change the blending mode to add. So now it looks a little bit smoother. So for this next effect, we're going to be changing the colors of the clip to blend in with the next clip. Let's make a new adjustment layer and search up hue saturation and add that to our adjustment layer. So first we're going to click that keyframe button where we want to start the transition, move a couple frames forward to where we want to end the transition onto the next clip. Move that direction button all the way to the other side, and then we're going to change that number back to 1 so it does a full rotation. And as you can see, it moves around the whole color wheel, and yeah, it's pretty cool. This next effect is the masking transition. So here's what we're going to do. First, you want to drag your second clip up onto the top of your timeline, and then you want to drag it so that it overlaps the first clip. Now you're going to use your pen tool to mask out whatever you want to see first when you transition into the next clip. So first I'm going to mask out the person in this video, and you don't really have to make it that nicely masked because it'll be a very quick transition, so it doesn't have to be as precise as you want. Like, I'm just messing around over here. After you masked it out, you want to click the drop down from your mask and then go a couple frames after the clip starts and then press the mask path keyframe button. Then you want to go back to the beginning of the clip and then drag that mask down so that it's disappeared from the frame. As you can see, she just slides right up. And then you want to go a couple frames forward until the end of the first clip, and then you're gonna use the mask expansion tool. So you're going to start your keyframe for the mask expansion from where your mask path ended. So you're going to press that keyframe button and then move a couple frames forward, and then you're going to click 1000 so that it expands out. And as you can see, it transitions very fast to expand. Now you can spread out the keyframes just a little bit so that it expands a bit more slowly and you can see it better. And you can also feather it a little bit if you want. This last transition is going to be a scale wipe. So first what you want to do is drag that second clip over the first clip again, and then drag it a little bit forward so it overlaps. Then you're going to search up CC Image Wipe in your effects and presets and add it to that second clip. And then you're going to click the drop down to scale, and then you're going to make a keyframe at the beginning to start at 0, and then go a couple frames forward, and then make it expand to 100. So as you can see, it scales up just like this. So now we're going to use the CC Image Wipe. So from the beginning of this clip, you're going to start at 100% and click the keyframe button, and then go a couple frames forward and then change that to 0. And so as you can see, it does this cool little fade as it scales up. And then you can adjust the keyframe so it does it a little bit smoother and you could see that fade a little bit better. So yeah, those are my 5 transitions. I really hope you enjoyed this video and hope you learned something, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.